Lesson 94, graphing pairs of inequalities on a number line. First off, let's go through some review with number lines and inequalities. An inequality is just a statement where two sides are not equal to each other. And so you have comparison symbols. You have the less than symbol, the greater than symbol, less than or equal to symbol, greater than or equal to symbol, or does not equal to. If two inequalities share solutions, it is written with the keyword and we can call that a conjunction. So down below here, we have two inequalities. H is greater than or equal to 65, and our keyword, H is less than or equal to 90. So all the numbers between 65 and 90, they share both inequalities. Our second type is one where you can use the keyword, or you can also be written with the variable in the middle of the two inequalities. So instead of using the word and having two separate inequalities, you can write one inequality with H in the middle, and then greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to 90, or it's greater than or equal to 65. So you can see that there's the variable, the solutions there to both of them are in between those two numbers. Let's take a look at an example. Use a number line and an inequality expression to describe this statement. The length of one side, S, of a triangle is greater than 2 and less than 8. We're going to use the variable that they give us, the S. It says that it's S is greater than 2 and S is less than 8. That is one way of writing it. Instead of writing it as two separate ones, we could have S in the middle and say that it's less than 8 but greater than 2. Those are two different ways of writing that one. And let's graph it on a number line. I'm just going to count by 2, so 2, 4, 6, 8. And since I have this greater than equal to, it doesn't equal those numbers. So I use an open circle on 2, open circle on 8. So if it's greater than 2, it goes to the right. And if it's less than 8, it goes to the left. And so they connect. So everything in between are solutions to that inequality. And the last one here, we have x is less than 5, but it's greater than or equal to -1. So on our number line, we're going to go from -1 to 5. And now we plot our circles. So it's greater than or equal to -1, so it can equal -1, so I have a filled in circle. It's greater than, so it goes to the right. And on 5, it doesn't equal 5, but it has to be around 5 or less. So open circle to the left because it's less than 5. So that would be our graph for that compound inequality. Next one. If two inequalities don't share solutions, it is written with the keyword or. And we would refer to this as a disjunction. They're separated. They go in opposite directions. So an example, t is less than 40 or t is greater than 100. They don't have any common solutions. So if I were to graph that one, I'm just going to count by 20s here. So we got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. I would have an open circle on 40, and it's less than, so it goes to the left. I have an open circle on 100 because it doesn't equal 100, but it's greater than 100, so it goes to the right. So I have a gap in the middle. It's either you go to the left or you go to the right. They don't go towards each other. So that is an example of a disjunction or the one with the keyword or. Let's try this practice one. Graph this pair of inequalities, t is less than 40 or t is greater than 100. This one I actually did over here, so we already completed that problem. Next one, graph the following inequalities on a number line. So these are conjunctions, they have common solutions. So I'll draw my number line, -3. And I'm going to count by twos. So this would be -1, 0, 1, and 3. I'll put a 0 here so you can see where the 0 is at. We have an open circle on -3. It's got to be greater than. Open circle on +3. It's got to be less than. They join in the middle because the variables in the middle, they have common solutions. Next one, number line here. We got 5, we got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's got to be greater than 5, so open circle on 5. Greater than means goes to the right. Filled in circle on 10 because it can equal 10, but it's got to be, can be less than, so it goes to the left and joins up. So everything in the middle are common solutions. Here, graphing the ones with or. So I'll draw my number line. So I'll go by -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. We got filled in circle on -3 because it can equal it, but cannot be greater than, so it's got to be less than -3, so it goes to the left. Filled in circle on 3 because it can equal 3, but it's greater than, it goes to the right. So the opposite. So anytime you see or, there's a gap in the middle. And our last one here, draw our number line. Going from 0 to 5, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open circle on 0. It's less than 0, so it goes to the left. Or open filled in circle on 5, greater than 5, going to the right. And let's look at an application problem. A college will cancel a lab class if less than 12 students enroll. No more than 30 students can enroll in one lab class. Write an inequality that shows the number of students that could be in a lab class and illustrate this inequality on a number line. So let's first, we'll use C for class. It says it will cancel it if there's less than 12. So if there is less than 12, they will cancel it. And it can be no more than 30. So I'll have C. No more than means it can, compared to 30, it cannot be more than that, but it can equal 30. So now I have two inequalities. I have to determine what does the number, do they have anything in common, or do they have nothing in common? So if I go back to this first one I wrote, C is less than 12. Well, that's if they're going to cancel it. But they're asking us, write an inequality that shows the number of students that could be in it. So that means it has to be greater than or equal to 12. So less than 12, they cancel. 12 or more, they have it. So I can have the keyword and here, or I can write C in the middle. It has to be less than or equal to 30 or greater than or equal to 12. So now just number line. We can graph this one. So I'll count by twos, so I'll start at 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Filled in circle on 12 because it can equal 12, so it has to be greater than 12. Filled in circle on 30 because that's the max they can have. Less than, so any of those numbers between 12 and 30, they can have a class. that is our lesson today on graphing pairs of inequalities on a number line.